Hi, this is Dawn from Stamp Till Dawn, and I picked up this cute pumpkin from the Target dollar spot. Today I'm going to show you how to scan these images, import them into Cricut Design Space, and then cut them on your Cricut so you can cut perfect pieces to cover the wood. Once I'm done with the Design Space portion of it, I'll show you how I assembled my pumpkin. Now I forgot to record this part, but I placed my wood pieces on my scanner bed and I added a 1-inch circle to it. It's important that you add that 1-inch circle and you'll see how it comes to play in the design space portion of this video. My images on my scanner. I'm at my computer and I'm going to show you the computer portion of this process. So I'm going to my settings. I use a Mac and I'm going to find my printers and scanners and open that. And then I'm going to the printer I am using and then select scan. If you're using a PC or another type of printer, you might have like software for your printer and you could open it that way. But this is the easy way for me. So now I'm going to click on Open Scanner. And as it opens, it does an overview scan of what's on the scan bed. And at this point, I just want to make sure that nothing's touching and it's all on there, and that's looking pretty good. Now some of the settings I use is I'm making it black and white. I just want very simple edges on this. And I lowered my resolution down to 75 dpi. The higher the resolution, the better the picture, which actually makes it longer to cut out in the Cricut. So like a line might just go zoom and go around a line. But if I do a higher DPI, it might go jagged edges and go and like take a really long time to cut. So I'm doing this 75 dpi, and then for my printer scanner, I have to now select what I want to scan. So I'm going to click and drag to make sure I get all the images in the bounding box here, and now I tell my printer this is what I want to scan, and I've already given it a name here. If I hadn't, it would just save it with the same name as the last thing and put a 1 next to it. And then I'm also making sure I know where this item's going. So it's going to save it to my pictures folder. So I can go ahead and scan. And now it's all done. It's been saved to my computer. So I'm done with this part. I can close these items. And now I'm in Cricut Design Space. I'm going to click on Upload. And then Upload Image. And then I'll browse my computer to find the image, and you can see I have done it before. So this is the most recent one, and it says a 1 there, and it was today at 12:43. So I'll open that image, and now I'm going to do simple because there's a high contrast between black and white, and I want you to notice that here's my white circle. Watch what happens when I click simple. It made it all one color, so that's what I want it to do. That looks great to me, and I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And now all I have to do is remove the black background because there's only 2 colors here. So it's already on this little magic wand, and if I just click the background, all the black background disappears except for these parts between the letters. So I'll just go in here and manually click everywhere the black is to get the rest of the black to disappear. Okay, that looks good, so I'm going to hit continue. And now this is what it would be for a print then cut image, but I just want to cut these images out, so I'll click on this one, and then I can enter some tags or keywords or anything here. So I'm just going to put that for now because I kind of know what it is I'm doing. And this is probably a one-time project. I probably won't be able to get these pieces again next year to make it. So I'm just going to go ahead and click upload. And now you can see my images here, so I'll click on the image so it has a green box around it and then say add to canvas. Now that it's in Cricut Design Space and on my canvas, I have a couple things I need to do to fix it up. We need to make sure that the size of these images are the actual size of the wood pieces. And since I don't know the intricate details of what sizes each one of these images are, I can't use those, but I can use this circle. I know this circle was a 1-inch circle. So the first thing I have to do is hide the rest of the images so I can only see the circle. So I'll go to contour and I'll say hide all contours, And Cricut will automatically hide everything but one, so you can tell right here it's left this one not hidden. So I'm going to go to the circle, click on it, go back up here, hide this one. So now the circle is the only thing that will show. Close, and there's my circle. And see, Cricut brought it in at 1.045, and I know it was a 1-inch circle. So now if I go up here and change it to 1 inch, now it's sized correctly. And what the cool thing is not only did it size the circle correctly, but because all those other images are also included in here, it also sized those correctly. So now I'll go into contour, and I don't need to cut the circle, so I'm going to pick this first leaf right here and then turn off the circle and close it, and now I just have the leaf. So now let's duplicate that, move the leaf up here, I'll pick this one, do the contour, and I don't want this leaf anymore, I've already got it, so I'll pick this leaf and then turn this leaf off. And now, so this is how I'm getting each image separate. So I'll do it again, contour, and now I want this leaf, so turn this one off. Got all 3 leaves at this point. I'm going to duplicate one more time to get the saying, hit contour, and so I want the saying, and I want this is the weird part, it's the inside of the saying, and I'll turn this leaf off. Oops, I must have missed something. So let's go back into the contour on that one. Somehow I also unhid these other leaves. And look, I still am missing the insides. So let's go to the contour again, and I forgot about those pieces. They're down here. So see all these little pieces? This is the insides of the letters. So we'll turn all those back on too. And there we go. So just double check, make sure all your letters have all the little spots they need, and you're all set. At this point, you have a couple choices about how you're going to do it. If I say make it, it's going to cut it out of one piece of paper, which is totally fine. So let me go do make it. Now if I wanted to use one piece of pattern paper and have them all be the same pattern, this would work fine. And actually I'm going to go back and change the color because it makes it a little bit easier to see. So let's quickly change the color to this like purple. And let's do that again. That's a little easier for you to see. So if I did a piece of paper, just cut it out, they'd all be the same paper. But if I want to do different pieces of paper, I can also move these images. So I can put one in each corner. And now I can load my mat up and put a piece of paper that I want for the give thanks here, a piece of paper that I want for this leaf here, you know, and it's really obvious which corners they need to be in. And then I can just run it through once and cut all 4 pieces. The other option is to make each one a different color, and then that will trigger the Cricut to go through and load different mats. So I'm just randomly picking colors here. And if I do it this way, it will prompt me to load different mats. So I'll load one mat for this and then just go through each one. So it just kind of depends on what you're most comfortable with. So now I'm going to go cut my pieces. As you can see, I decided to save time and cut all of my pieces at once. So I put my patterned papers in the 4 corners of my mat as demonstrated in the Cricut video. And now I'm just cutting out all of the pieces. Once the pieces were done, I glued them with my Tombow adhesive. I love this adhesive. It's a strong bond with wood. You can see that I'm using a scraper to push it down. I just want to make sure it's really adhered to the wood. I often use a brayer, but a brayer kind of blocked the view in the video. So I made do with the scraper and just kind of applied gentle pressure to make sure I pushed it down and really got a nice adhesion on all the pieces. The green had a nice stark white and I wanted to tone it down, so I did some shortbread ink on top of it and then followed that up with using some toffee ink to distress the edges of my pieces. It was difficult to get in the centers of the letters, so I just kind of did some different areas, and I like how it's not fully solid. I used 3 different colors of paint for my orange, a orange, red, and a brown, and I painted the inside of the pumpkin. And then I wanted a little bit different color on the edge, so you'll see I add a little bit more brown to do the edges of the pumpkin. As I was painting, I wasn't real careful and I got a little orange over the side, but I liked that burnt look on the side of the pumpkin from the laser. So I went back and dry brushed a little orange in it just to kind of tone it down and blend it together. You want to start with your largest piece when it comes to assembling to make sure it fits in there and then decorate around it. So I put my Give Thanks in first. And you can see I pulled out some leaves and some stamped images left over from previous projects to put on there. So you want to make sure all your leaves fit in there well before you remove the plastic backing and glue them in. And then I added a couple more leaves. I finished it off with a little bow and I got a little close to the words, so you'll see I moved it. Once it's dry, that glue won't show anymore. And I hope that you enjoyed this project. Please like and subscribe for more projects from Stamp Till Dawn.